Good morning and welcome to Smell the Coffee. It's a beautiful Friday. The expo concludes today, and if you haven't been there for the last 2 days, we're judging you so hard. So
what happened? You gotten yourself there? Seriously?
Like, you're a square. We told you be there or be square, and you know what? You're a square. But anyway, it does conclude tonight, so we are hoping to be seeing you there a little later on. There are star-jammed performances later on in the evening.
There's a lot of interesting things.
Yes.
Honestly, I'm so excited. I'm so excited, actually.
Yeah.
So
but anyway,
this is the final day, and you know, it's going out with a bang.
It is going out with a bang, and your girl is taking the stage.
Hella. So, of course, we're going to be there. We're going to be
supporting, screaming for me.
Yes,
not for the performers.
For me. I just want to send a shout out to the presenter. That's me. To the host of this. That's me. Yeah, the performance. Yeah, that was.
It was cool. But what you all came here for is me. I'm joking. Anyway, you're joined by Diana Master and Clinora Shapura. We'll be right back after this short commercial break.
eTicket, your online ticket solution for events and event marketing, bringing you ease of mind and making sure that your event gets out there. For more information, contact events@nmh.com.na.
A little later on in the show, we will be bringing you scenes from the Tourism Expo. Of course, that was yesterday, and what you can look forward to today. But anyway, getting into our top stories. Are you ready for this?
I'm anxiously waiting.
Kanye West is dead set on launching a Yeezy adult film studio. Yes, the rapper known for his hit Good Morning, among many others, and embroiled in scandal, who openly acknowledged struggling with a porn addiction that led to the deterioration of his marriage with Kim Kardashian, 43, famously known for her tape with rapper Ray J, 43, has reportedly engaged in discussions with Mike Moz, who is an adult film producer and ex-husband of adult star Stormy Daniels, to spearhead a new venture. As per the New York Post page 6 column, the studio could potentially launch as early as this summer. A representative for the rapper, now married to architect and model Bianca Censori, informed TMZ that Kanye, who legally changed his name to Ye, is determined to pursue the venture and is in advanced negotiations to establish it. In 2022, Ye, as he is now known, candidly declared on Instagram, "Hollywood is a giant brothel pornography that destroyed my family. I deal with the addiction and Instagram promotes it." The Bantu artist disclosed previously that his addiction began at the age of 5 when he stumbled upon a Playboy magazine acknowledging its profound impact on his life choices. In addition to his addiction, Ye has admitted to grappling with a sex addiction, which he attributed to the passing of his mother Donda in 2007. This controversial and endeavor arises following his fallout from several major brand deals due to his notorious anti-Semitic remarks. Furthermore, Ye recently expressed a desire to engage in a threesome involving former First Lady Michelle Obama and his spouse in an interview.
Okay, I think by now we know. Kanye, just because you have an idea or a thought,
Doesn't mean you have to implement it.
does not mean on it, or even air out some of these thoughts.
Yeah, like some of these thoughts, they're internal. They must stay
Internal.
inside.
And some of the thoughts, they must really be between you and you, not be between you and your close friends, close family, just you and
like
yourself.
some things you can't say out loud. Like, let's just be honest.
Like, what is that? Guys, I actually didn't know he was struggling with a porn addiction.
Really? I
did
didn't
not
know.
Yeah, I did not know that. So when, what's his name, Cat Williams sat down
Yeah.
on that brown couch and he said that, that's why he married Kim K because he
Because of
wanted-
that.
Yeah, and I was
Oh,
like, what is he really talking
no.
about? But you know what I'm saying? Now I'm like, oh, it makes
Now
sense.
it's making a
Like,
lot of
makes-
sense.
Yeah, but also you struggle with the addiction. Why would you? You know what I mean?
Yeah, like I think
I can't be a
honestly
gambling
speaking-
addict and go open a gambling house.
Exactly. Yeah, yeah.
Doesn't-
It's an unhealthy coping mechanism. I honestly feel like at this point we are watching someone who's actually crying out for help, and we're just like, ha ha ha, he's funny, ha ha ha, he's done
Crazy
it again.
Kanye.
Crazy Ye. When honestly speaking, like all of these little things, I feel like are just cries for help.
I think so too because, but I don't know what went wrong with him. Like honestly, the past
I
10
feel
years,
like
he's
no,
been
I feel like his
spiraling.
mother's death really took a toll on him. I honestly feel like you're someone that was really close to his mom, and then just having that taken away from you, ripped away from you, it really did a number on him.
And then you start spiraling. You get into one
Yeah.
thing, into another, into another.
And you don't have your moral compass anymore. You don't have that person that you
Exactly.
can go to and be like, Mom, this is what I'm going through. Because I feel like his mom was that for him.
Wow, it's funny you should say that now that because I was talking to somebody and I was like, actually, I'm looking into like, you know what, I need to go to therapy, start doing therapy again, and I was actually talking about how after my father passed, like it took me a while to realize like how depressed I was.
Yeah.
But you don't realize it.
You don't
and I
realize.
think it might be the same with him. It's just spiraling from one thing to another.
Yes.
And you're just thinking, oh, you can't connect it.
And the thing with
What's really
trauma
wrong?
is most of the time our bodies or our brains have a defense mechanism. So in a way, yes, you may cry for those 3-4 days, and then immediately it's like survival mode. It's like, okay,
We gotta go to work.
we gotta do this, we gotta do. I don't
Exactly.
have time to sit down and cry and whatnot. And maybe if I don't cry, then it's not real. It didn't happen. Because I opened up that like recently I lost someone very close and dear to me. Like yeah, and when the news broke, I was just like, no. No, it's it. For a while, even when the funeral happened, I was just like, no. So I only cried that first day, and I know I am due for like a heavy crying session to finally get that closure and to close it off because it's an unhealthy coping mechanism. This is when now all these little things start to spiral.
Before you find yourself in a very weird position, in a
Yes.
very weird, like I said, like once you mentioned that he's probably still didn't get over what happened to his mother. Like I found myself, I'm like, I would not normally do this. And then I was like, but how is that connected to the other thing?
But you see,
never connected.
self-awareness, you need to know. And I feel like everyone in this world needs therapy. There's
Everyone.
not one person that can
There
say,
shouldn't be any
"I'm
shame
totally
around
sane."
therapy because everybody needs it. It's almost like how you brush your teeth every morning.
Yes.
It's the same with
Yes.
our minds and our mental health.
Exactly.
Now getting into our next story, which is a little bit on a sad note, like honestly speaking, like today we just don't have
Sad,
good.
disgusting, just-
Ugh.
Yeah.
Yeah. New York's highest court has overturned disgraced Hollywood producer Harvey Weinstein's 2020 conviction for rape and sexual assault, highlighting the challenges of holding powerful men to account. The Court of Appeals found on Thursday that the landmark trial was unfair because the judge allowed women whose accusations were not part of the charges Weinstein faced to give evidence in court in California, so the 72-year-old will remain behind bars. Now, the bombshell allegations against the Oscar-winning producer broke into the open in 2017 and led to a flood of allegations against other powerful men as women fought back against sexual violence in what became known as the #MeToo movement. 3 years later, a New York court found Weinstein guilty of sexually assaulting former production assistant Miriam Haley in 2006 and raping aspiring actress Jessica Mann in 2013. He was jailed for 23 years in a case that was considered a landmark for the #MeToo movement. Now, following his conviction, a civil trial awarded $17 million to dozens of other women who had accused Weinstein of abuse. Now, in a stringent dissent, Judge Madeline Singas wrote that the court was continuing a disturbing trend of overturning juries' guilty verdicts in cases involving sexual violence. She said the ruling came at the expense and safety of women.
Right. All right. So here's my issue with this whole thing. Again, the rich getting away with things.
Exactly.
Like,
honestly speaking,
it is
fine.
what it is.
They do mention that he was found guilty on another, not
Yeah,
this one.
yeah,
So
on
he's still
another
in
one.
jail, but this can potentially mean that less years for him in jail.
Again, this is what I'm saying. How can you cite something like holding powerful men? What was it? Please.
Yes,
please.
holding powerful men to account.
Like-
the challenges of holding powerful men to account. We live in a society. You know what I'm saying? We need to hold
Honestly-
each other to account. It doesn't matter what money you have or not have.
Why are you getting away with terrible things? Does that mean that we can evade the law just because we have money? But you know what? This is what sucks about the society that we live in. This is why they say money can buy you everything. Money can literally buy you freedom. As long as you have the right amount, everything in this world you can get for a price.
That brings me back to this other, it's a thought that my sister brought up. She was in Kenya, I'm not going to say where, but so she bought like flip-flops on the street market.
Yeah.
And she was like, I'm going to support the economy. And
Yeah, support local,
Yes,
whatever, yeah.
exactly. And then she took an Uber, whatever, and then on the way home, the Uber was like, how much did you buy for whatever?
Yeah.
And she's like, I paid this much. It's like, they charge you like 300 times more. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's not supposed to cost that much. These things cost like
They
$10.
took advantage of the
So
fact
it's
that
like
she's a
selling something for
foreigner.
$10 for like 300,000. I mean, not 300, sort of like 3K or so. Like, it was that exorbitant. Like, it was so bad.
Jeez.
And she was like, but obviously these corn artists, whatever, don't fall from nowhere. They are born and created in our societies. So we as a society, somebody was standing, there was another person selling also next to this lady, and they saw that this lady is clearly,
don't care because
and they
they
don't
all
call
know.
it out. So it's the same thing that we have here. We have normalized,
Yes.
and we have actually bred a society that's complacent to this type of thinking, where, you know what, if he pays me this much, I'm going to keep quiet. If he,
But
know what
you
I'm
see,
saying?
this is why I had beef with the whole Cassie Diddy thing. That one, because we were all like, yes, Cassie, and oh, we're standing with you, we're supporting with you. And then she dropped the lawsuit a day later when the money was paid. And then, of course, Aina was like, no, but remember, she was just suing for the money. And I was like, I get that. But then also at the same time, I feel like for all those other women that were now coming out and saying, okay, you know what, this also happened to me. If I was one of those women, I'd be like, wow, so you're just going to drop it just like that.
But from what I'm hearing, she's still working with the feds because her lawyers apparently are really top notch.
Well, I mean,
the
she
best.
got a ton of money.
Yeah,
so she
they're
can
the
get-
best. No, the guys that sued, the initial guys, they didn't get like new lawyers. So what?
No,
oh,
she
you mean
was-
she must have been that good? Oh, I get
Yes.
what you're saying. Yes. So they apparently she's not. It's not like we pay you and you sign an NDA and you're never to talk about this. It's just like, okay, we're not going to go to court. That was it. So, but anyways, apparently she's still helping the other victims. So, I mean, that's still allegations and, speculations around it. And to be fair, because Cassie was a victim, I don't even want to, talk on it. I want to talk more on the people that you are not a victim. There's a lot of guys that came out saying, yeah, I went to P. Diddy's parties, and then we would be told, don't drink from these bottles. This is just for the girls. You drink from this. You knew what was going on.
Yeah, you obviously knew what was going on. And at some point, you were fully aware. And you knew if I speak
And you
up,
knew.
then there goes my chance. I had a
Exactly.
conversation with my friend because he
Like,
posted this.
most
this,
of them are just coming to talk now because P. Diddy did them dirty. You know
Not
what I'm saying?
even just that, because now
either-
it's like I can probably get money from this and I can get my 5
Exactly.
minutes of fame and I can get my
Exactly.
clout. My friend said to me, because he posted something that said, going to Diddy's party and finding out you're one of the dashes is wild. And so then I laughed. And then he's like, bro, no, but think about it this way, right? It's been announced. Glenora is going to be signed by P. Diddy. Like, all of Namibia is going crazy for you. They're like, oh my goodness, she made it big, right? And then you get there and then you see these things. It goes back to that whole trolley
Will you
thing
go back to
where it's like, are you willing to save all these people and let go of your success, or just turn a blind eye and get your success? Again,
Yeah,
it's like the trolley.
It's a trolley problem, actually. Weirdly
It's a trolley
enough,
problem, yeah.
that exercise that they, that they have. So the trolley problem, if you guys don't know about it, I don't know if you've mentioned it.
No.
So you are on a trolley.
Yes.
And you are on the tracks, and the one track leads to you killing, let's say, a lot of
like
people. Like, let's say
five people.
5 people. But if you switch tracks, you get to kill only one person.
Yeah.
What would you do?
What would you do? So are you saying that one person's life is worth less than
Uh,
5?
or
Like
which-
that whole thing. So it's just, again, just a moral campus type of question. So it's one of those things where he was saying to me, like, in all honesty, because like you can't just go back home empty-handed and be like, oh gosh darn, the deal fell through.
But if you have the moral compass, you can
If you
say,
have the moral campus.
I have to go, take my big L. It's an
You know, but
embarrassing
Glenn-
moment, but I have to stand for what's right.
No, but Glenn, let's be honest. Let's be like,
Not a lot of people
cards
do
on
that.
the table right now. You have a chance to be a world famous star, a millionaire by the end of the year. And you're just like, oh no, but he's raping and abusing all.
But
these
it's not
other
doing it
people.
to me,
But he's not
though.
doing it to me though.
I
and
hear
like,
you.
I feel like
It
these
takes-
girls know what's going on. So like,
You
they're
start
like-
excusing it.
You start excusing.
No,
it.
honestly speaking, like it's 0.0 something people that will walk away from that. Like it's really rare. Do you get what I'm saying?
Honestly
it's
speaking-
so rare. But do you get what I'm
Would
saying?
you
Not
do
as-
it?
I honestly, like even recently, I was talking to someone else. I walked away from a deal because it involved backstabbing someone and doing horrible things, and I was like, you know what? If this is, I'm not gonna be part of it. So, I mean, I'm different, but I know a lot of people would have. But I was tempted. I can say I was tempted. Like, oh yeah, this is,
But the moral
so
of
much
the
money.
story is, at the end of the day, we all know that rich people get away with things. So now imagine you, as this one person, have to come out and say, this is what happened. And all these people at the party are like, now you're crazy. Now
I
what?
hear you.
Now what? But
I hear
anyway,
you.
that does bring us to the end of our top stories. We will be talking forever and ever and ever if you give us the chance. So now we are going to be switching to the expo and getting some scenes from that side. Stick around.
Welcome to Namibia, where adventure meets tranquility. With Enjoy, you have access to a wide range of accommodations to suit every traveler's taste and budget. Experience the finest dining and hospitality Namibia has to offer. Booking your dream accommodation is just a few clicks away with Enjoy. Join thousands of happy travelers who have trusted Enjoy for their Namibian getaway. Your gateway to unforgettable Namibian adventures. Visit us today at enjoy.my.na.
We have witnessed an extraordinary surge in numbers arriving from the CASA countries, the 5 countries mentioned before. That's from Angola, Botswana, Zambia, and Zimbabwe. Allow me to share some of the compelling statistics that underscore the remarkable growth we have experienced over the years. During the 2021-2022 financial period or year, we recorded an astonishing 4,073% increase tourists arriving from Angola, 109% tourists arriving from Botswana, and just above 52% tourists arriving from Zambia. This is a key factor that have got and contributed so much into the communities in which these figures are represented. Allow me, Director of Ceremonies, to underscore the importance of tourism as was illustrated by Dr. Nyambe, that there is a human factor in the tourism sector within the CASA. Before this gathering, I had a chat with Dr. Nyambe, And he was telling me, and he emphasized that it is not only the conservation and it is not only the animals, it is the people and the heritage. As you just have seen from Omitofo children, that there is indeed an appetite to embrace our culture, an appetite to make sure that our cultural heritage is promoted. And it is indeed interesting to see that young people, as they are, in most of our homesteads, most kids now, they have even forgotten to speak their vernacular languages. And we are at threat on that. But Omitofo has proven otherwise. We
Ladies and gentlemen, I am joined with AJ here at the Visit Zimbabwe stand at the Tourism Expo. AJ, thank you so much for your time.
You're welcome. Thanks for having me.
Can you quickly tell us what are your expectations here at the Tourism Expo this year?
So basically, from my side, we're a new company that opened last year. We are the biggest self-catering lodge apartment complex in Victoria Falls, and we've come here to the Namibian Tourism Expo to showcase ourselves, show people that it's safe to travel to Zimbabwe as a family, and you now have an accommodation option that is perfectly suited for you.
And I heard yesterday that you are very, very close to Victoria Falls.
Yes, we are 2.5 kilometers from Victoria
Wow.
Falls. So if you are brave enough, you can walk in the heat, but yeah, otherwise we have lots of travel options to get to the falls.
Walking towards there is not the problem. It's always coming back after an excursion or
Because
two.
you've got to climb up the hill. So yeah.
Oh, wow.
And in October, I know it's a little bit similar to Windhoek, but October we get up to 41, 42 degrees. So
Oh, wow.
really hot. But we have a nice pool. You can come and cool down in the pool, and yeah, you'll get really wet at the falls as well. So
Quickly tell us about what you offer at the accommodation establishment.
So we've got 26 two-bedroom apartment buildings that can comfortably take about 4 adults and 2 children. So we've got, all the apartments are completely identical. We've got strong Wi-Fi, communal pool, you've got your own little garden, you've got 2 bedrooms upstairs, all with air conditioning, and you've got your own little kitchen with a washing machine, gas oven. We completely solar. We don't rely on electricity at all. So yeah, it's a great little getaway as an alternative option to staying in a hotel. So especially catered for families. If you've got small kids, a lot of people struggle with small kids in hotels because either you can't be in the room with them or they're all over the hotel and making noise and things like that. In this situation, you have your own place. It's up to you, and we clean it and prepare it for you every day. We have private chefs on availability. If you want them, they'll come and cook for you. And then we do offer breakfast options as well. So it doesn't have to be 100% catering.
Okay. You mentioned that you are a year old. Where
Yes.
does your passion for the establishment come from?
It stemmed from basically, I've been in the falls for about 5 years now. And what we started to see as the younger group that have moved to the falls is that there is nothing really for a certain type of market, which is the family traveling overlanding market. So yes, you'll find accommodation, but it's not always perfect for your needs. So we've created this concept, which is not a foreign concept all over the world. Everyone is used to it, but it's the first in Vic Falls on large scale. So you can bring big groups and things like that. So yeah.
What else in the area is there activity-wise for Namibians coming to travel?
Oh man, you can be busy for at least, we recommend that you come for at least 3 days.
Oh.
So we've got wildlife, we've got Wangi on our doorstep, it's a 2-hour drive away. We've got our Zambezi National Park, which is also about 30 minutes away, which is amazing. We've got beautiful white sand beaches. You can't swim there because the crocodiles will get you, but it's still really beautiful. We have one of the largest elephant populations, with Botswana being right next to us, so we get huge elephant populations coming through. All the way from game drives to dinner cruises. You can cruise on a boat, all inclusive, have a beautiful sunset on the Zambezi River. Whitewater rafting. I would arguably say the best whitewater rafting in the world. We have 23 rapids, and I think 5 of those are class 5 rapids. So definitely for the adrenaline junkie, that is a must do. Yeah, I mean, there's helicopters, there's traditional evenings. You can go to the Boma, you can go to the Simunye show, which is a new traditional show that Shearwater are doing. Yeah, you let me know, I'll keep you busy for a long time.
Why is it so important for Africans to travel throughout Africa?
I think it's important because we need to see what it's like. I mean, even in Namibia itself, if you drive from Sossusvlei to the Caprivi, you're in 2 different worlds, and that's just in Namibia. So just imagine what it's like to go to Zimbabwe or Zambia or even Angola, Botswana. It's completely different. So I think it's really important that us as locals need to experience what it's like in somewhere that's 400 or 500 one day's drive away. It's completely different.
AJ, thank you so much for your time.
You're so welcome.
Thank you for joining us at the expo. It is amazing to have you here, and I think I will have to go book that trip for me and my boys.
I think you do. Thanks so much for having me. Cheers.
Ladies and gentlemen, we will now switch over back to the studio with the ladies there doing the news. Sit back, relax, and enjoy the rest of the show.
Well, that brings us to the end of today's episode of Smell the Coffee. I was about to say of the Tourism Expo, but today is the final day of the 2024 Tourism Expo taking place at the Winter Country Club and Resort. And we do hope to see you there because you can expect a jam-packed lineup from Diana Mauser and Glenn Rashipura. See you later.